Welcome again to another simulation of this political machine 2024. This time, I'm going to actually play between the two presidential candidates. But this time, the Democratic Party will actually be 21 weeks. Okay, normal. Democratic Party will be, let's say, who would the presumptive nominee be? Bill Maher, Bill Clinton, Boris Johnson, Elizabeth Warren, Elon Musk. Let's say Gavin Newsom versus the new character in town, a J.D. Vance, senator from Ohio. Let's start the game. Earlier on, Gavin Newsom having a 46% lead with trailing on the popularity vote is J.D. Vance. First, of course, move, having a campaign HQ in Texas and in Georgia. What can J.D. Vance do? A campaign HQ in Pennsylvania. It's now, of course, in Ohio. Having some sort of operative in North Carolina. Still week 1, 21 weeks away. J.D. Vance polling 46%. Now, I don't really know the characters, even in real life. I don't really know much about J.D. Vance or Gavin Newsom, but these characters seems to be are pretty much very popular recently after President Joe Biden decided to drop out of the race, and which means that it could be a very good chance that Gavin Newsom could be the VP for the new nominee Kamala Harris. But of course, nothing is yet to be said. But one thing is for sure: J.D. Vance is the VP for Donald Trump. Vance, I would say, is the ticket. Let's see, J.D. Vance, 2 weeks away, is now in the state of Michigan. What's like about these political machine games? They're very, very much updated. I think they have updated the issues, assassination attempts, and Joe Biden dropping out. I'm not sure about that, but it could be. Gavin Newsom having a HQ in Michigan, or campaign HQ. Alright. J.D. Vance going back to Georgia and updating his network launch. Some updates for him. Week 4. And J.D. Vance and Gavin Newsom. Still, Gavin Newsom lead in the poll by 4%, 46% for Gavin Newsom, 42% for J.D. Vance. And let's look at this. More fundraising campaign going on there for Gavin Newsom in California, going on too. Political ad, I'm Gavin Newsom and I support higher minimum wage. That is, of course, an ad in Ohio. Of course, lots of political ads, and of course headquarters being built here in this region, North Carolina and Virginia. Oh, Pennsylvania has gone red, and J.D. Vance has increased his lead by 43% in terms of the polling. Oh, the polling is shifted, and even Gavin Newsom has reduced his margin to 44%. So it is a very tight race so far. I think there's some sort of, fundraising or political appointee that J.D. Vance made. It's looking very red, and a lot of this tape has become toss-up, especially in the Rust Belts. So Minnesota has gone back. Gavin Newsom is in the lead again in the polls. 6 weeks have gone. And Gavin Newsom is now in Pennsylvania. J.D. Vance in North Carolina. Now going to California. I like how they actually do the mustache here. And the graphics the graphics of Political Machine haven't really changed since 2008. Political Machine 2008, going back all the way to 2008. That has been about 16 years now. Wow. I mean, this game has really stayed the test of time. And Gavin Newsom in California now. I remember that Political Machine first came out in 2004, 20 years anniversary for Political Machine, and they have been in the days of John Kerry versus Bush, in the Obama years, and then in the Trump years, and the Biden years, and of course now again, Harris and Trump. So you got there Gavin Newsom in Pennsylvania. Some Political Machine, 47%. Now, Gavin Newsom has increased his margin in the polls. 41% for J.D. Vance. But as I say, the Electoral College is what wins you the ticket. Wow. Gavin Newsom in New Jersey. See what's going on in this. They got operative political ads. I am J.D. Vance and I support tough on crime. I am J.D. Vance, I support traditional values. In for Tennessee. Gavin Newsom support stricter gun control in Illinois. That would really resonate with the voters, especially in Chicago areas. A lot of gun violence there. Certainly having some throat problem. 46%. Gavin Newsom is still in the lead. Wow. I mean, what could happen if suddenly Trump drops out or, in the future endorses J.D. Vance to be his VP pick? I mean, the next few years of, if Trump wins, I think it's going to be really interesting. If Kamala Harris wins, also it's going to be interesting. But I mean, I think people deserve something of a new thought of generation. I really liked if Vivek was the nominee for IMC, but I'm not sure. He seems to be a smart guy. He talks very, very knowledgeably. Seems to be a guy with full of passion, and he's like, the Trump, the Indian Trump, I would say, but. He didn't really have a lot of, I would say, support. I think in 2028 he would run again, and I think if he could, if Kamala Harris win, it will be against the first all Indian male and female. Kamala Harris, of course, a mixed ethnicities. Mom was Indian, and his father was a black guy, an African. So I wouldn't say she is really a black candidate, but she is a woman of color. The last, can she make history? The last time Hillary Clinton wanted to become the first Madame President, that didn't end well. So Tim Scott again has been picked by Gavin Newsom. Tim Scott from Republican Party. Oh my God, I got this mixed up. Tim Scott from Republican Party from South Carolina is the nominee. And Gavin Newsom has picked Barack Obama. Oh my God, this could be the young Barack Obama. I had these characters downloaded in the library, so they had even young Biden, old Biden. They have young Barack Obama, but wow, Barack Obama, huh? What would happen in the most? I think the dream matchup would probably be Obama versus Trump. I think that could be really. I think that election could be really electrifying, and I'm talking about Obama in his prime, in his 40s, and even Trump in his 40s. Not the Trump of, not the old Trump of today, but imagine Donald Trump in his 40s against Obama in his 40s. Wow, that could be such a different of characters, but different characters that have really strong impact within the base. Obama, Democrats, and you got the MAGA Republicans. Wow, that could be an election that would really define who is the best. In modern times, I think Obama still is the most strongest and the most, I would say, charismatic Democratic president since. I think Bill Clinton is another man who, another character, another candidate that was really, really charismatic. And in politics, I think charisma wins. No matter how your policy is one thing, but in the end, people will vote for who you are. And in, of course, your party and your beliefs, but you know, it's going to be 50-50. But what gives you an extra edge over the guy, especially voters on the fence, is your charisma. And I think that Trump has that. But of course, this is not the Donald Trump of 2016. I mean, 2016 was a different. People would thought that he might, drink the swamp, but you know, I think in the end, if he comes to office, he might not. He might do similar things because he has advisors and cabinet and all appointees, but it's not as interesting as it was back in 2016. How would an outsider from this political world do? Anyways, Gavin Newsom is 46% and JD Vance 43%. So JD Vance is increasing the lead. We have some solid blue. Ohio goes blue. Ohio goes solid blue, 36%. Wow, this is a big blow for JD Vance. If he loses Ohio and the Rust Belt seems in the grasp of Gavin Newsom, Texas is solid red. Florida, I mean, I believe back in the day of the Obama years, Florida was always blue, and it basically changed. In Florida, again, becoming a very red state. Even Ohio these days is not a red state. Obama 2008 election was really the election that, it was so one-sided. He won a landslide victory, and even, winning in Republican areas in North Carolina. I mean, that was an election that, was really, I mean, if you see the county elections, some of them were really light red, light blue, and the amount of crowd that came to his inauguration was just mind-blowing in 2009 to see the first, black president at the time. That is precedented. Sorry, of course. I mean, Trump claimed that his inauguration was the best. I mean, not really. Looking at the facts, even if you're a Trump supporter, that wasn't the case. His inauguration wasn't the event. So, okay, Gavin Newsom, solid Pennsylvania, 47% to JD Vance. Well, this is a big trouble. We have only 5 more weeks. 16 week now, week 16, and it looks like JD Vance is trailing, and he's not doing well in the Rust Belts. Even Tennessee, he's leading in Tennessee. North Carolina, Gavin Newsom in North Carolina leading there. Missouri is under Gavin Newsom. Iowa is under Newsom. Wow, Gavin Newsom again having a solid blue for New Mexico. And he is leading in North Carolina. He is leading in Iowa. I'm not mistaken there. Or Iowa. JD Vance takes the lead. Georgia becoming solid red. And now, of course, in Arizona. Arizona is slightly. Gavin Newsom is ahead. Is this the Obama factor for his VP? I mean, we've got two black candidates here. Tim Scott from South Carolina, and of course Barack Obama. I'm really surprised when I saw Barack Obama being selected. I would have thought that the AI would choose a candidate from the past, but yes, Newsom running mates from Illinois, Barack Obama. This is the young Obama, I would say. Wow, the black hair. Obama, during his 8 years, coming to his last years, his hair was really gray. And it really showed that how he aged in that 8 years. One of the most stressful jobs in the world. I mean, imagine having the power to decide the destinies of not only people in your country but the world, and having one guy making that decisions. Of course, he had advisors, but in the end, it's going to be his legacy. Even a single decision could mean a lot. And wow, the presidency is not a job that I think human beings could take. Anyways, Tennessee has become solid red. Georgia becomes solid red. Wow, North Carolina, Vance making 44%, still trailing. I mean, the Rust Belt is basically in the hands of Gavin Newsom, and we got only 2 weeks away. So he is basically doing well to win this. Wow, I think even becoming a mix, but it's still solidly to California, still pending to Newsom, 44%. Indiana is going for Vance as well. Nevada trailing Vance. Iowa also Vance. So wow, suddenly the race is getting a bit heated, but still, Gavin Newsom trailing. Sorry, is having a 4 points. 4 points lead from Vance. New Hampshire, Vance also leading there. So electorally, this could be very interesting, but still, Vance needs to win Michigan and Wisconsin to do, and he has lost Ohio, which is already I'm seeing Gavin Newsom winning this. And 1 week away from the election night, as we go on to the last week, I'm very sure that Gavin Newsom would win this election because, yeah, the results will be in a few minutes away. This is the last week and the last move for each candidate to go. Obama making a speech in New Hampshire, Gavin Newsom as well. Last effort, but I think his effort is a bit too late to call. And wow, solid red for Tennessee and North Carolina. But Vance has basically won the Rust Belt here, solidly blue, so there's no chance. Even Pennsylvania and Ohio has gone blue. Yes, this could be a victory for Gavin Newsom and Obama. It's not realistic, but it still is. Just imagine the VP versus the nominee or presumptive VP. Election night, Maine goes blue, Massachusetts, New Hampshire goes red, Connecticut, New Jersey, New York goes blue, Pennsylvania goes blue, North Carolina, West Virginia, Florida goes red, Ohio goes blue, 136. I think surely this is Gavin Newsom nights to beat. Indiana, Michigan goes blue, Illinois, and of course Wisconsin, 180. So he needs to win. He lost Ohio, wins Minnesota, 190. I think this is basically the deal. Gavin Newsom basically going to be in the 270 range once Florida comes in. Once California. He lost Arizona though. Vance winning, and yes, this is 279. Gavin Newsom wins with, I think, wow, I mean, quite a close battle. Gavin Newsom spending 83 political points, spending 18.22 million, about 13 more million than 17 more million than Vance. Popular vote 108 compared to JD Vance, 99 votes. Electoral College 283 versus 255. Top voter issue, higher minimum wage, illegal immigrants, environmental protection, Medicare, public school funding. And of course, let's look at the map here. So 283 versus 255. He won, of course, these states, Colorado and New Mexico. But this is the important part. He wins Michigan, Wisconsin, and Ohio by a big margin. Vance could not, if he had lost Ohio 20, that could have at least make it even closer, but in the end it wasn't to be. So Gavin Newsom wins the presidential election with, of course, Barack Obama suddenly becoming the VP. Thanks for watching for this political machine simulation. Thank you again. Bye bye.